Superman.
Hi, welcome to this video. My name is Elf, and I am drawing the characters. Yeah, okay, I'll just start with that because I don't know what else to say. So basically, I'm doing this video because, well, like, on the Tumblr, I got like 300 followers in a week, and I was like, damn, okay, that's what popularity feels like. That's cool. Let me offer my gratitude, I guess. Though, to be frank, this gratitude is kind of sloppy because while I was being recorded, I was like panicking. So my art quality is kind of like high key dropped throughout this entire like recording. Okay, listen, I was trying my damn best to just draw, but knowing I was being recorded, I was just messing up the sketches, I was messing up the line art. I wasn't going as fast as I usually go, and it was a mess. But yeah. Basically, I wanted to share this universe out to more people to see. I guess because it got a lot of popularity and a lot of people seem to like it. I was like, hey, I mean, may as well get it out more, I guess. That's the point of this video, I guess. Well, that's why I'm doing this. Now, as for the AU itself, this is basically a story of Nightmare being part of the Star Sands. And that was like literally the concept at first. It was just literally him not being a bad guy and just being part of the group, but then it just evolved. So basically, the concept of this AU is that Nightmare was essentially forced to eat the apple. I know in like other variants, people claim he was forced. And I mean, I guess some people do make it out to be like that, but I mean, I don't know much about Dreamtale, but generally when I see it, he's usually always putting the apple in his mouth himself, so I don't know what level of forced he was, but it must have had some also level of willingness, you know? So with that in mind, I was like, well, what if he was like, just physically held down, forced to consume the apple? I think that would count as forced. So he was never willing to actually eat it himself, and he only ate one instead of the entire tree. I don't know how you eat an entire tree by accident, but and yeah, that's basically the origins of the story. The characters Dream and Star are obviously very close brothers, and they care for each other because we're all out here for brotherly love, you know? We just want the brothers to get along, because in every variation I just see them fighting too much with each other. But yeah, that's it for the concept. Now for the characters themselves. Basically, with the original designs, there wasn't much variation going on, and my like ape brain wanted more. So I basically just changed some of the designs I didn't like. Well, not necessarily didn't like, I just wanted them to be more unique to each other. So like, well, I guess Ink wasn't that much different. I basically just simplified him just because I can't draw his normal version. It's too difficult for me. I'm not that skilled of an artist. Blue, I just basically got rid of most of his like blue colors, and I forgot to put the polka dots in the speed paint, but whatever. I just gave him more dull, mature colors to signify that he's, more of a mature character. Dream, I basically got rid of his crown because of the story. He doesn't wear his crown anymore because he doesn't believe in ruling the people. And then I made him main a more green color than a gold. So the gold is still a highlight, but there's more green to him, so it just kind of blends in together really nicely. There's Star. He's basically obviously got very simple colors, except his eye, which is like the same. Like it's got the purple from his previous form, like his passive form, and the blue from his corrupted form. It all just mixes together, you know? And I did give him like star gloves just to give him more of that Star Sands look. Oh yeah, and he also has a little moon crescent on his front thing on the cape. I don't know what that's called. Locket? I don't know. But he's got that just to, you know, mirror his brother a bit because they love each other and it's cute. Then there's Horror. I basically just changed his colors from the hoodie of the blue that he usually isn't with like just a red turtleneck because that's soft. And Era's design, I basically didn't like the original because it was a mess. Like he wore a blazer, he wore flip-flops. I didn't like it. So I was like, okay, let's just still give him the primary color aesthetic, but like not as awful. He's got a good design, I guess. He makes it work, but I just don't like it, so I just made it into something comfier. And yeah, patchy looks. He likes the patchy looks. And yeah, the rest were basically just either slightly simplified or altered to make them more unique, like Cross, obviously. He just had a bit more red throughout his entire design, just to bring out the red a bit more and unify it. And then obviously Dust has a little dust bunny thing on his shirt, because he's a good bunny, he's a good boy. And yeah, that's it, I think. I guess for the personalities, yeah, Ink's basically a bastard that keeps to himself. Blee's more mature, and he's still like bouncy and friendly, but he's like less of that, I guess. Dream's more protective and like borderline aggressive when it comes to his brother because of their past, and he doesn't want his brother to get hurt anymore, which in turn Star doesn't blame him for. Like there's no tension in that sense. He like obviously cares for his brother back and, you know, appreciates that Dream is doing his best to look out for him because we love that. But Star himself is more of an anxious character because anxiety, I don't know. Era's like a mama bear type of guy, you know. He's the leader of the quote unquote bad Sanses, so he takes care of his group and I love him. Then there's Cross, who's very airheaded and forgetful. He forgets a lot of things. He's gonna lend someone something and then he's gonna search for it the next day, wondering where it went. That's the type of person he is, which me too, honestly. Then there's Dust, who's very hyperactive. His little chimpanzee brain goes everywhere and nowhere, and he's just constantly getting distracted by different things. So it's not like he forgets. It's just he gets distracted, which is like totally two different things, obviously. Then there's Horror, who is like Dust, except he only hyperfixates on like one thing, and he like really focuses really hard on it. And he's kind of blunt too, because we love that. And Killer's just the big brother type, I guess. He's a good boy and he looks out for his family, even if he will shoot his brothers up with Pepsi cans. It's fine. And yeah, that's the characters and designs. Okay, the questions. So what was the main inspiration for the Star AU? What was the main inspiration? I mean, I guess, well, technically I didn't like really spend much time in the Dreamtale fandom. I know it was getting like popularity and stuff, but I wasn't really like into it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I always liked the idea, but I didn't pay much attention. So I guess what would have been the main inspiration? I don't know. I guess it just came to me. I didn't really have an inspiration, so to speak. I mean, does The Mandalorian count? There's a whole lot of family vibes for that one. You know, bad guy turns good soft boy for his son type of thing. That seems like an inspirational type of thing. When you made that first comic, did you expect the story to become what it has so far? No. I didn't even expect it to become a story. I was like, oh man, I mean, wow, I was like, oh, here's this like a little comic idea. Let's publish it, see how it goes. I don't know, I just thought it was an idea. If that's all it was. And then people were like, oh my god, nightmare in the Star Sanses. Wow. And I was like,
exploded.
Mind explosion, like, fireworks in the background, like I was like, okay, well, I guess people like it, so I'll draw more. I ended up drawing more, and then it became like a thing, I guess. Not I guess, it was a thing. It is a thing. Shut up. What were some ideas / characters you abandoned when brainstorming the AU? Originally in the universe, in the AU, it was going to be like, I guess a sort of like, not a harem, what's the word? Like a friend, the platonic equivalent of a harem, but like like wait, they focus on one character, you know?
I guess it's like, is that just like main character with a bunch of pals, like
that are trying to get his attention. Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know, but basically it would be like Star being friends with the bad Sanses and then just them trying to get his like attention, just being like, oh, I was a cute boy and whatever. And I guess like that was just like a little joke at first, but I kind of didn't like it that much because I was like, I want the bad Sanses to be more of a family with each other, not just, oh, don't take Star away from me type of thing. I don't know if I abandoned anything else though when brainstorming. I mean, I might have. I don't have the best memory, but is there a specific plot you're following or anything? I do have a plot in my head that I'm like roughly like following. Obviously, because it's an ask blog, it's more like wishy-washy, so it goes all around the place depending on what people ask. But I do have like ideas of like events I want the characters to go through, so they'd like experience certain things, and you'd see certain parts of them. And yeah, how did you come up with the character designs? I've already talked about the character designs.
Just answer it here in case like you cut it out from the.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Well, basically, now I need to think of a way to like summarize it. I just basically looked at the designs. I was like, I want it to be more dynamic and varying that word. I wanted to be more varying with each other, dynamic, that type of thing. So I was like, okay, well, let's just change some of the designs. So I was like, I don't like this design. Change it. Make it different. Yeah. Now there's Star AU characters. Now they're different. So you can recognize them, I hope, when you see them compared to their other original forms. How did you come up with the idea of the bad Santas having family dynamics? Well, I guess, again, the Mandalorian. I just like the idea of like bad guys being a family. It's just the softest thing to me. Just knowing they're villains, but they're like tight, so they won't betray each other. They'll be there for you, you know?
Like Phantom Troop.
Like Phantom Troop, yes. I just love them. I love them. I just love the idea that they would like, if say they went through some sort of battle and one of them was like triggered over it and was like having a legit panic attack, their friends wouldn't just be like, get up, you're weak or whatever. They'd be like, they'd sit down with you. They'd be like, listen, you don't have to fight. You just listen to my voice. What is your favorite AU, assuming it's not Dreamtale? What would my favorite AU be? I don't really experiment that much with other AUs. So I guess my favorite one would be, I mean, Swapfell has a lot of nice, like, because with Swapfell, there's so much more going on because there's so many different versions of Swapfell. So I guess that's cool. But I don't know if it'd be my favorite AU. I don't know what my favorite AU is.
My favorite AU is your AU.
Shut up. Shut up!
I mean, obviously,
yeah, it's the Star AU, actually. That's my favorite AU. The other ones are inferior to me. I don't know which one my favorite AU is. I guess I'll go with like Dreamtale because I like the concept of Dreamtale. But my favorite Sans? I mean, if this was my favorite Papyrus, that'd be a different question entirely because Papyrus is actually my favorite character. Or at least his variants are. But I guess my favorite Sans? I really like Ink. I guess from the Star AU at least, Ink's my favorite character. He's just so like bastard energy type thing. Your favorite Undertale fan work? My favorite Undertale fan work? I really like hand plates, even though it's a very depressing AU. It's just, it's delicious. I love it. I like hand plates, and I also like the two main top series Undertale animations, which is Glitch Tale and Underverse, because I'm very passionate for animated series that involve Undertale, obviously, because I have never grown out of my Undertale phase, I guess. It's not a phase, Mom, it's a lifestyle. What kind of story are you trying to tell? Romantic, sad, happy, or are you just letting the mood build itself? I want to tell a story of growth, right? So obviously characters start in different points. So some of them start happy, some of them start sad, some of them start angry. Doesn't matter. They start at some point, and you just watch them as they grow and develop into these different people. And they learn from their mistakes, because all of the characters in the Star AU have something going on, right? I won't say what. Go to my blog to find out. Shameless self-advertising. But yeah, I guess that would be the quote-unquote type of story I'm trying to tell. Just a story where we just watch the characters learn. And yeah, that's the type of story I'm trying to tell.